And an article I just read came out said that some people who are advising Trump are telling Trump to drop the Paul Ryan plan and start backing universal health care. And if he did that, if Trump, see this reveal, and it will actually reveal how disingenuous the ideologies of a lot of conservatives and liberals are. And as I said before, liberals don't have a coherent ideology. Most Democratic Party members who consider themselves liberals don't have a coherent ideology. Their ideology is what our Democratic Party is doing. A lot of conservative
Brandon, can I only because you just blew past potentially one of the most ground game-changing events in American history. If Donald Trump did that,
but that was my point.
That. You're going to see a complete realignment in two ways, because the Republican establishment could not at all in any form or fashion support that, right? And so the only question that's outstanding would be how much opposition would Democrats mount against that, when even the most lay member of the Democratic Party, right, they see some value in the conversation about universal health care. It's not going to be like a Russia thing. They're not going to be able to get the entire Democratic base to become rabid sycophants opposing universal health care. They'll be able to get the establishment. So it would be the most fascinating thing politically to see how this plays out.
It would be incredibly fascinating, but I'll tell you this, right? So we would have a lot of Democrats who oppose it, like Cory Booker, people who take money from the pharmaceutical corporations, who would oppose it on some baseless accusation that universal health care kills more people, or Canada's universal health care is opposed by doctors, and doctors think that it's not a great idea. Some lie. And a lot of Republicans would oppose it because they just hate people. They hate people living like full lives for some reason. I don't know why. I can't get inside their head. But like I said, a lot of conservatives and liberals, like your rank and file, they define their ideology by whatever the party is doing, right? Whatever the most visible member of the party is doing. They don't have a coherent ideology. But beyond that, a lot of liberals, a lot of Democrats, their ideology is whatever Obama is.
I mean, that's America. That's politics. Yeah. That's politics in general, right? That's the Republicans on the conservatives, the same thing.
So what I'm saying is that if Trump put forth the Universal Health Care Act, the same with Obamacare and ACA, how no one knew what it was, and he just called it Trump Care, a fair number of Republicans would be behind it. Maybe not the rank and file, maybe not the leaders, but the rank and file, because oh yeah, Trump Care. Like he said that I'm not going to have to pay any money for healthcare. That sounds great. I would hate that. I would hate having to pay money for healthcare. Of course, you have that
would literally make the establishment versus the people. And this is a clear cut. They would have a unified. I mean, matter of fact, it wouldn't pass. Well, number one, it just would not pass. It would not pass the House. It wouldn't pass the Senate. Oh my God, that would be amazing to watch, though. That would be such a powerful play for Donald Trump. I just wonder if he's smart enough to even engage in it.
It would destroy the American political system for at least
the rest of our adult lives.
I would say this, we talk about political expedience versus ideology and versus what enriches people. If the Republicans would get behind a universal health care bill and pass it, it would destroy the Democratic Party. It would absolutely.
Oh my God!
It would ruin them.
Oh my goodness!
It would ruin the Democratic Party. It would ruin Obama's legacy if they were really about just if they were really petty. They would support universal health care, and they would go, okay, well, you know what? We'll make money from the coal industry. Well, everyone's going to have black lung anyway. We'll make money from coal. We'll repeal the EPA, but we're going to have universal health care. Like the Democratic Party, some of them would have to oppose it because that's just what their corporate donors would say. Of course, Bernie Sanders would be in support of it. Bernie, yeah, that's great. Let's do it right now. Let's sign it right now. And people at the WAPO, people at Huffington Post, people at Daily Beast. Yeah. Bernie Sanders is a traitor for supporting Trump Care. It's like, well, Trump Care is just universal health care, and the fact that you don't support it because Trump Care shows how disingenuous your ideological stance is. You just hate whatever Republicans do. So
you know what? Listen, in this landscape, that would be the most apropos. That would be serendipitous, man. That would be that would be meta. God would have to exist if something like that happens, because that would be so beautiful in terms of how Trump has destabilized our political system already, and it's fascinating to watch from a political science perspective. But to make that next move would be the most. it would be beneficial, right? It would be beneficial to Americans, and we would really get to see that we're dealing with we call it a duopoly, but it's really just a single party with two opposite sides of the same coin in many regards on economic issues. Clearly on social issues, they couldn't be further apart in many ways.